I want to do a podcast about films.
I'm not stopping you.
No, with you, you fool.
Oh, so you mean you want us to do a podcast about films?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you say that?
I did. I am.
Well, you can't say films. You need to say movies. It's a more broadly recognised term.
Yeah, don't worry about that now. Are you interested?
We can't just talk about films we like. That would be boring.
Okay, then what about films we don't like?
That sounds even more boring.
Okay, how about this? Films we disagree on.
Ah, intriguing. So one of us likes it, the other one doesn't, and we discuss our opinions on the film?
I think you mean movie.
Yeah, don't worry about that now.
But yeah, that's the gist of it.
All right, I'm in.
Great.
Could still be boring, though.
You're boring.
I don't see how that's relevant.
Should we do one now? Hello and welcome to Movie the Needle. My name's Simon, I'm joined by my good friend Carl, and we are delving deep into our sacks, not just for beer, but for our first ever Mailbag episode. This week we are sharing feedback and addressing some of the questions that have been sent in from our loyal listeners, some of whom aren't even related to us. So strap yourselves in as answers ensue, as we open the Movie the Needle Mailbag. Take two. No, I think that's probably best off-air conversation.
We've said worse.
We have said worse. That is true, but it's not a great image to set people off on the start of the podcast. More after the first 15 minutes, I reckon. Just ease them in, as it were. Anyway, what's happening with you, Carl?
Just get between your legs.
How are you doing? Jesus Christ. You done?
Yeah.
You in?
I'm in. Can you not feel it? I walked past Ted's and not made a right lot of progress, have they?
Well, that was one of our questions that we received.
Oh, shit, it was. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Jumped straight ahead.
No, we'll come back to that then.
Okay, good.
See
any movies?
Yeah. Ooh, no, hang on. So I was away this weekend. So nothing this weekend. I'm just trying to think if I saw anything last week. I am halfway through 2 Brian De Palma films.
Sorry, what? You're,
I know this really upsets you, doesn't it?
I mean, there are no words.
I'm halfway through Carlito's Way.
Sure.
Which I've seen before.
Right.
And then I was reading something, and I just didn't get through it. Time, the real world.
You haven't seen it again yet.
All that jazz. So I stopped that. And then I was reading something. Brian De Palma also did The Black Dahlia, which is a film I've wanted to see for ages.
I always pronounce it Dahlia. No, I always pronounce it Dahlia, and then I got corrected.
Is
Dahlia.
It Dahlia? Yeah.
What is it?
It's a flower, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know how you say it.
Is that like a noir?
Yeah. I'm trying to think
if
if there's a third comedy pronunciation of Dahlia, but I don't think there is.
Dahlia?
Dahlia.
Not really.
There's not a lot of laughs there, is there?
Oh, no. Sorry, is that what we were going for?
Yeah, that's what I was plugging for. Never mind. So that's Brian De Palma as well. And I was like, ooh, I've wanted to watch that for ages.
So is this your version of a double bill?
So I
just watch half of
I'll
both.
whack that on. And then I'll go back to Carlito's Way because I've seen that before. Let's get on with the film I haven't seen.
Yeah.
And then fell asleep.
Right.
Not a reflection of the film. So I'm now halfway through 2 films and 2 Brian De Palma films at that. And I think that's probably about it.
When did you start these?
Oh, during the week, last week.
I mean, you got to start from the beginning now. You've lost all momentum.
Well, I probably will start from the beginning with Black Dahlia because I've not seen that before.
See, what you could have done is just finished Carlito's Way then. In retrospect,
Yeah.
Would have been better.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah. But, we all make mistakes.
Tell me about it. So I rewatched Interstellar.
Oh, wow.
Talked about it a bit. Fancied watching a film that I'd already seen.
Yeah.
Whacked Interstellar on.
And you thought, a breezy 3 hours.
Stayed awake, know.
Well,
so
it's good.
There is that.
How'd it hold up on the rewatch?
Yeah, good. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think I'd rated it like 9 out of 10 on initial watch, but I was aware there was certain amounts of criticism of it. The usual kind of Nolan-y stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's coherent. Like, I'm not saying I could grasp all of the aspects of it in terms of
but obviously you were fine with not being able to grasp it.
No, different. I understood the gist of what was going on. I just I couldn't understand the science behind it, obviously. And when they were talking about things like, okay, well, I understand it. They presented this in a way which I can follow and not feel lost.
This is my unimpressed noise.
But yeah, I liked it. So I remember reading something from a listener who was saying about the Matt Damon part of that. And now, obviously, you're agreeing with this because you fucking hate Matt Damon.
Yeah.
That it was a needless diversion.
Yeah.
You in agreement with the needless diversion?
Well, I have only seen it once, so I think I would have to rewatch it to be sure. But I have to say, my memories of the film were very much what an unpleasant character is and what was that? What was all that about? Sort of thing. But then I also get it mixed up a little bit with The Martian.
Right, yeah.
For which he plays the same arsehole again.
Well, different arsehole, but yeah. Different kind of arsehole. We might be talking about The Martian in the future, so let's not go into detail.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have to rewatch it for sure, but I think he might be onto something there.
Well, yes. Well, he does know a lot more about films than me, so yeah, quite possibly. What I found the first time round with the Matt Damon character was that I'm sure it was at a time in his filmography where he's very much the hero-y kind of guy. So he's very much playing against type. So it almost supported the I don't know if you call it twist, but the realization when you have it that it's like, oh shit. So I think that worked in its favour upon initial watching. That was what I remember. And repeat, obviously I knew what was going to happen, so it was a bit less effective in that way. But I enjoyed Interstellar. I was glad I rewatched it. It's been one I've been planning on rewatching, and I thought, well, we're going to be going on a bit of a space theme soon with one of our next movies, and that along with Sunshine, I do want to rewatch. So yeah, thought I'd do it.
Did you cry?
I did not.
Interstellar? Mm-hmm. Do you know what? I think you're a little bit dead inside.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, a bit worried.
Because we talked about like films and like crying at films, or whatever, and you gave the impression when we talk about it that it's quite a regular occurrence.
Yeah,
for you.
it did seem to be.
It doesn't happen.
No,
it hasn't happened.
I don't know if it's just the type of films that I'm watching at the moment. I don't know, but it's just not again. Maybe because I'm rewatching, so it's less impactful on the rewatches.
No, but I don't. I think there's actually if you're. And it doesn't even have to be you're into the whole film. It can just be a scene, right? If it's well acted. I think it's personally. I'm going to reveal myself to be fragile here, but personally, I think it's a very low bar to sort of tip you into thinking, oh, that's really sad. I can watch the clips on TikTok and I'm like, oh fuck, I've got to skip this. I can't finish this. Mufasa's death came on the other day. I thought, no, not again. Yeah. I can feel myself going already. And likewise, that Interstellar one comes up quite a lot, and it's very sad. Where he's reading. Which bit?
Yeah, which bit?
Well,
there's a few like potential.
Where he's reading he's getting his mail.
Yeah. Sees his kids. Growing up. In front of his eyes. Yeah, a bit Casey Affleck in there. Yeah. Another sort of bit part in a Nolan film. Kind of forgotten he was in it
as usual.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's very easy to sort of to get into that, and you just keep batting it away.
You know what it is?
Put those walls up.
You've made me think about films now. I'm not feeling. You see, I'm trying to understand it, not just feel it. That's the
Which is bizarre because I would constantly tell you to feel a film, not think about it. But there you go.
You would constantly say that. We did have something on that from one of our listeners. I like movies where you can rewatch them and look at all the little details and notice things. Carl. Also, Carl, in previous episode, if you're thinking about a film, you're doing it wrong. Just feel it.
Yeah. I don't think they're entirely incompatible.
But just someone defending my inconsistency and maybe highlighting yours.
Well, who isn't inconsistent?
Anyway, you got anything else you want to talk about before we get into the questions proper?
Oh yeah, I got a question for you.
What? That's not how it works. This is the mailbag, but other people ask questions.
No, but I've got one for you.
Okay, go on.
I would like you to define the word zeitgeist because you've used it a couple of times on the pod now.
In the zeitgeist, in the collective consciousness of people, is how I understand it.
So zeitgeist is in the collective consciousness of people. Right?
That's kind of how I use it. Yeah, it's the kind of in the zeitgeist. Is that right?
I have no idea.
Oh, cool. Right. I mean, I might even be pronouncing it wrong. Who knows? Might be Zekeist.
I've no idea. You've used it a couple of times, and like you've sort of just hinted at then. Like, I know when to use it.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it means.
Well,
And I thought, I wonder if Simon knows what it means.
that's what I mean by it, which means I can't be wrong. Moving on. And, yeah. So, Carl, have you got any apologies that we need to get to?
You remember what we said a couple of episodes back?
No.
Yeah. No, but specifically on apologies, when we said that if you ever spot anything that I say that's incorrect,
Oh, yeah.
don't worry about it, because I'll
Yeah.
probably catch it.
Someone, i.e. you, will catch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually.
This wasn't one that I caught while editing. This was one I was just laid awake at night sweating about.
Oh, fantastic.
And I was like,
I do wish you'd share these with me.
I can't believe I said that. This relates to the cocktail episode.
Uh-huh.
And it's about Red Stripe,
Right.
the beer.
You said it was a gig beer.
We said it was a gig beer, and I
Yeah.
said how my actual first associations with it were through movies, because I probably saw it for the first time in Cocktail
Right.
and The Firm.
Was it not the firm?
So I'd already... Yeah, it was The Firm.
Oh, okay.
So I'd sort of had this association of it being like this exotic,
Tom
Tom
Cruise,
Cruise, Caribbean
Red
sort of
Stripe.
thing, yeah. So yeah, quite like it. But I said in The Firm, I said that they drink it in the Virgin Islands,
Oh, fuck's sake.
and there's two problems with that. First of all, which ones? British or American? I didn't specify.
Mate, you're saying what everyone was thinking, obviously, that's listening to this. Oof, they would have been raging listening
Didn't
to that.
specify. So there's two good nations that have upset there.
2.
Well, actually three, because they weren't in the Virgin Islands
Right.
in The Firm. They went diving in the Cayman Islands.
There you
So
go.
apologies to the good people of the Cayman Islands,
Boris
the British
stole
Virgin Islands,
virgins
the American
and-
Virgin Islands. Yeah, sorry for offending virgins.
Yeah.
And,
Which, to be fair, is most of
Caymans.
our audience.
yeah. Ooh. They know where they are.
Anything else?
No.
Oh, let's go to our first question. But before our first question, of course, we need to reveal the beer. Oh, there must be a better phrase here. Something that rhymes with beer, like "all hail the ale."
Fear the beer. Yeah, all hail the ale.
We need something like revealing the thing, unbag the. No, there's nothing there.
Bag the swag? No, I
No.
don't want to say swag. No. What have we got? Beer, ale.
Get your tins out for the lads. No,
shit.
I don't know.
Don't know. Don't care. Right, do you want a beer or not?
Yes, please.
Right. So, this is the last of our special episodes.
It is. We get back to real work soon.
Yep. So I've got a special beer for you. And I want you to approach this with an open mind.
It's not special brew, is it?
It is.
Oh, fucking hell.
A Carlsberg special brew.
They're all glued together. Like I've seen them being glued together
because
more.
I've got
now.
another two in my fridge
Yeah,
now.
Well, I feel like I shouldn't decant this into a glass.
Well, so this is why I say I want you to have an open mind with this, because better people than me would have you believe that this is actually a thoroughly decent barley wine. Although I don't think it's actually strong enough to be considered a barley wine
7.5.
anymore. Yeah, it used to
It's
be
more like
that.
13, aren't they, that barley one?
Well, yeah, they go up to anything.
Lively little bugger. Been running in.
But it's just been appropriated by tramps.
Yeah.
So I'll have a glass, please.
I used to have... Okay, fine. I used to have... At university, I went through a little bit of a phase of having snake bite, but with super strong cider and super strong and special brew. You know.
Yeah,
It worked.
keep it classic. I bet it worked, yeah. Oh, it's lively. Christ almighty. It smells all right.
Yeah,
It smells like a strong lager.
Oh my- Weird that.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm going to have to
well,
let that settle a bit.
I thought I poured mine badly. Jesus.
Well, I've got a thinner thing than you, so it
Indeed.
goes up higher.
That's what I've heard. Right. You ready for a question?
Yes.
We're going to kick off proper serious movie.
Oh, we're going
slash
straight to the
music
serious
question.
ones.
Yep. Going to go straight in. All right. So, this is from Jamie Brown on Twitter or X, whatever you
You
want to
reading
call
out
it.
names as well? Okay.
Yeah, why not? This is their sole moment of fame and glory. Carl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is what they
They can
do.
listen
This
to
is why
themselves
people
back.
Yeah, they can listen.
Nobody
to
else will.
That's me. and then someone might search for them on Twitter, and then maybe their podcast will take off. Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
He doesn't know podcast.
Every cunt's got a podcast these
Yeah,
days.
exactly. Tell me about it. All right. Night Call by Kavinsky is perfect for opening credits of Drive, a film I know you...
Haven't seen.
Oh, man. You won't like it. It suits the city at night landscape you see on screen. I love it. What's your favourite song placement in a movie?
Right. Well, this is a great question.
It's a great question. Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, but this is really fucking hard.
Well, I didn't try and overthink it too much because it's fucking hell. Sorry, I just had the first sip of the beer. Cool. Well, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I approached this as I just thought and saw what came to mind and then had a quick check on some YouTube clips just to check that, yes, I do remember it. It is awesome. So I've got a few
I've got
that came to mind.
Yeah.
But I am shit at music, so you're probably going to give something a lot more impressive than what I'm about to do.
No, I doubt it.
Go on then, hit me with one.
Well, so the thing is, like you, I've just gone with what I can sort of remember. I will watch a film at some point in the future and go, fuck, it's that!
Yes,
so
well, indeed.
We'll come back, we'll remember when that
Revisit
happens.
this every 3 weeks.
To come back to that on a podcast. One of the ones I've really enjoyed recently was in the cinema, which I think helps.
Ooh.
And it was the opening credits of The Kingsman, the first one. Which
in the
has
cinema?
Dire Straits, Money for Nothing.
Recently?
Well, I mean...
10 years ago.
2018, sorry.
Okay, cool. So go on, Dire Straits.
Yeah, fucking hell, that's not recently, is it? Yeah, Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. It's a brilliant scene when the helicopters come in a bit like Apocalypse Now vibes. Right? Brilliant scene when helicopters coming in, the guitar's winding up, and then we get to the, I think, the drop, as the kids call it these days. And you know, we sort of unleash rockets and it all starts. And I just remember sitting there, and the credits are flying out.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting there thinking, "Oh yes, this is going to be fun," and it was. I like that first film.
So I've got another opening credits kind of one, which I think, opening scene. I guess not technically opening credits. It's the bit before the credits roll, basically. Credits.
The cold open.
Yeah. And this is from Baby Driver. You seen Baby Driver?
Yeah. I don't remember any of the music in it, but there's a lot of music in it, isn't there?
There is a lot of music in it. So the opening scene of that is a song called Bell Bottoms by the John Spencer Blues Explosion.
Right.
And it's very much sets the tone. Mm-hmm. So it's Baby in the car, you know, listening, doing things to the timing of the music, which is kind of quite a big thing throughout it. And I think it's just, it's not a song I was familiar with, but when it comes on, you're just like, it ramps up the tension. It's like a car chase kind of thing, and it just fits together really nicely.
2014, The Kingsman was, by the way.
2014, that did 10 years
ago.
Well done. Is that the last time you went to the cinema?
No.
They've released 2 Kingsman films since then, haven't they?
Oh, God, yeah, don't remind me. No, I have seen Baby Driver. Like I said, I don't remember that particular
Did you
song.
like Baby Driver, by the way?
No, it's fucking shit, mate.
Oh, I love it.
No, it's crap.
Oh, that'll be a good one for the podcast, maybe.
Yeah, okay. Right. Another one I've got. I'm gonna leave that one alone because I think I might, if I were to pick one off this list, I might say it's my favourite. Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
Ants Go Marching In, probably know it by that. I think the actual song is Johnny Comes Marching Home Again. You know the Ants Go Marching In song, though, right?
Don't know. I'm shrugging. Sorry, for the audio listeners, I'm shrugging.
You don't know. So if somebody says to you the Ants Go Marching 2 by 2 hurrah, you would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Never heard. What's he talking about?
That one. I didn't realise that was a popular song. Okay.
When they're doing the heist with the dumper trucks and they're going in the driving into the sewers.
One, it's going. The animals go in 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah.
Just the fucking music, right? Not the actual nursery rhyme. Anyway, great scene. Music's bang on point. Really good heist music. That
sounds it in my head.
Like a bit like a marching band type thing. Yeah, that's good.
Good stuff.
Well, why don't you say another one so I can fucking show it?
I'll just pick a movie you haven't seen. 500 Days of Summer. I know you've not seen that. It's it's a film I'm very fond of, so you'll fucking hate it.
Don't you think too much of yourself, mate? What you think on films does not register on my consciousness when I watch
Well, no, but it's there's definitely some. How easy is it to find a film that I like and you don't versus the other way around? And we'll come on to this because this is a question that someone's asked.
It's difficult.
It's difficult.
Yeah, well, it is difficult. Yeah.
It's easy to find one that
I
like and you don't.
Sorry, I was getting to the point that you were making there. Is that, yes, it's difficult to find ones that I like. Hence,
if I like it, the chances are you won't.
That's because you have little opinions. You have no opinions. That's the real difficulty.
Liking is an opinion. Anyway, 500 Days of Summer. You make my dreams come true by Hall & Oates.
Sing it.
No.
Well, do it. Is Alec Guinness?
No, because that'll be worse. Anyway, but it is. The scene is where he finally gets his end away, and then this song kicks in as he's leaving the apartment building, and it's kind of like everything's sunny and bright, and he's kind of dancing along. He does a little sort of dance routine with the thing. It's very very fun, and the song itself is the most sort of upbeat, bright. And I'm sure you'll be familiar with it.
Yeah.
We probably can't play songs on the podcast, can we? Is there licensing shit?
Nobody will notice.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well maybe I'll find that.
How many more have you got?
One more.
Okay, right. So let me blast out these before I give you my what I think is actually my favourite that I could remember. The End of the Matrix. Wake Up, Rage Against the Machine. Good song selection in terms of its sort of lyrical content and attitude. Anyway, but musically just really hits the right spot as he flies off. What's this now? Your 500 Days of Summer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recognise it?
Yes.
There we go. Carry on.
I'd have definitely got it if you'd have sung it in the style of Alec Guinness. Yeah, so Wake Up the Matrix.
I can't think what that is though. I can't. Is it one that I listen to? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll know it. Yeah, it's one of their bigger hits. Fucking in the Bushes. Oasis. In Snatch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Snatch has probably got
when
some
they're having
good ones.
The boxing scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the boxing scenes.
Is it the first one or is it the one where he's up against the big
one
lad?
Where it's all coming together and they've got the
kind of seeing everything from different angles.
Knock them all off whilst the match going on. Good film, by the way, Snatch.
I do. I've rewatched it fairly recently. Actually,
lots of fun.
Very good.
Yeah, lots of fun.
What's happened, eh?
Yeah, he's really lost his way for me as Guy Ritchie. And then Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, you're just going in, are you? Okay, yep, cool.
Yeah. Well, if you'd have listened to what I said I'm going to rattle through these because you've only got one more.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm going to rattle through all the also.
I had another one, but there's another one from Baby Driver, so I thought I don't really need to mention that.
Yeah, nobody needs to know about that. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and when they just head off on the strip, and Tom Jones's "She's a Lady" kicks in. Whoa. Whoa. No.
She's
wrong song. But how do you think that goes? She's a lady. Oh, right, you're going whoa. Yeah, okay, right.
She's a lady. What do you think I was saying?
I thought you were doing the bit out of Delilah, but that's not even whoa.
No.
So there's only one idiot here. It was looking like you, but it very quickly became me. And then before I get to my favourite...
Oh, right, you've done this in order. Okay, right.
These are all just honourable mentions. But before I get to my favourite, this is from the same film as my favourite, and it's Ride of the Valkyries, Apocalypse Now. It's a brilliant scene. Really good, menacing piece of music.
On the helicopters as they're coming into...
Fantastic. But my actual favourite is from that film, and it is...
Doors?
This is the end by the Doors.
At the start.
The opening scene.
I think if you can nail the opening music...
Yeah, you get 5 stars to lose, don't you?
You do get... Nice. Yeah. And the other one for me was Donnie Darko, Tears for Fears, Head Over Heels. Or, equally good, Mad World at the end for the final scene.
That's good as well, yeah.
Fits very nicely.
Yeah.
Quite enjoyed looking back at some of these on YouTube, by the way, so thanks, Jamie. That was good.
Good question.
Let us know your favourite music in films on our usual channels. Email it us at hello@mtnpod.com or catch us on Facebook Instagram or Twitter. Moving
Do you
on.
know what? This beer.
It's not bad, actually, is it?
I mean, I might have a problem because I do not taste 7.5%. I do not taste 7.5% in that.
It's pretty smooth.
Yeah, I could quite happily sink a few of those. Friends are worried he's
How many did
drinking
you bring?
special brew again. Just these, the other two in my fridge.
It came in a 4-pack. Safety first. Cool. I'm skipping to the next question, also from Jamie, just as a follow-up. What's the latest on Ted's on the Corner?
Ah, yes.
As you hinted. Not a right lot of progress.
From what I saw today.
Yeah, they haven't even swept or anything since that sign went up. Nothing.
I don't think it's going to open.
But they're looking for a barista/manager.
Yeah, it's been
For-
in that state for
when was that?
so long now. Months.
All you need is coffee beans now, and you're away. You can do everything on your phone. Just don't take cash. You're away.
It looks to me like no one's been in weeks, and if they have, they've just potted. They've not gone in to actually sort anything out.
Tell you who our first guest is going to be on this podcast. Like an owner of Ted's on the Corner.
Yeah, the amount of free
get 'em in.
advertising we've been given.
I know, right? For nothing, because no one could actually go there.
Yeah. It's in many ways, it's the perfect association.
We're advertising to no one. Your shop, which doesn't really exist.
Yeah. So what a lovely symbiotic relationship.
Indeed. All right, have you got a question you want to share with the group?
Well, okay. Let's go with this one. So
Who's it from?
this wasn't through official channels.
Okay.
So I'm not going to
Name drop.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him the limelight he so desperately craves. He knows who he is. And it's I think there's a double header in here. So the first is, and I will read it word for word, just so that you know it's his words and not mine. Why are you persisting with the needlessly long and boring intro?
Fuck off! Oh wait, which one?
No, I think he
You've heard
means,
it's two.
Right.
Does it
Now,
mean?
bear in mind, right? This comes from a man who listens to podcasts on 1.2 speed. Right?
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like he's got much of a beef. Just play it through. Speed it up if you want.
I'm
Skip
assuming
it.
he's talking about. I want to do a podcast about films.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Well, if he's listened to all the episodes, he'll see that there's a couple of little Easter eggs in there, right?
Yeah,
Specifically for him.
because he'd mentioned to me that your intro's too long.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's not for you, is
And
it,
also,
mate? Because
and
once
also,
you've listened to
and
it,
also, is he familiar with the controls of skip ahead 30 seconds?
I feel like he's lacking a bit of familiarity
Wait.
with intros and their purpose and the ability to skip them once you've heard them.
Infinite Monkey Cage, they do that same intro every week, right? Have you ever listened to that?
Well, I mean, everything does the same intro every week. I haven't listened to that, but anyway, yeah. So there you go. And as you rightly point out, we put an Easter egg in for him. He doesn't know.
Because he skipped past it. And he's gone, oh, I've gone too far.
Skip past it. Fine. Yeah. He's still beefing about the intro. I don't know. Anyway.
So, listeners, you too can get abused by sending in your thoughts to hello@mtnpod.com.
Well, on that, actually, when I said non-official channels of communication will be ignored, he said, well, I tweeted you and got called a cunt, so I can't win. Which is fair enough.
And you did.
I did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did do that.
And justly?
I think so. I can't remember what he tweeted. But
No.
that was just after I'd called him a cunt for this as well. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're still getting the hang of the old socials.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the audiences are growing. We've called so many people I can't.
It's a mystery. Yeah, so that's he knows who he is, but that's a man who's only just discovered intros and he's got beef. And then his second question, it appears he's also only just discovered logos and symbols because he said, why are the Euro 24 and Wimbledon logos in your avatar?
Oh, so he's looked at the latest episode that is on there for the tournament, right?
Ah.
So that's there just because it's
I did
a
wonder
theme.
what he was talking about there.
Yeah, because it's a theme.
Because it's a tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's coinciding with the two tournaments that are ongoing at the moment.
And in fact, that's not our avatar, is it?
It's not it's just the episode icon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's different for
He
each
might
episode.
have had a drink, though, to be fair. I think it likely... Yeah, he got a bit of a thirst.
I mean, if we're playing the odds.
Yeah, so there you go.
Good stuff. Okay, well, we've had a Spotify Q&A question on one of the episodes as well. So just one of the many ways that you can communicate with us. And it was a simple one. What is the score so far? Who has moved the most needles? And we had a quick tot up because, well, we're useless, aren't we? We're meant to be keeping this a little database, little score tracker of various things. It was a great idea. Great idea. Have we done anything with it?
No, we fucked.
No. We're not even tracking the films we've done. We've said we had this grand plan to do everything we've watched and not done that. Anyway, we had a quick tot up. So out of the 16 movies that we have covered, not including Cocktail, because that was different. Special indeed. A needle has been moved just a little bit on 8 out of the 16, 50%. So
good ratio.
Yeah.
Good hit rate.
So you have a coin flip chance of witnessing a needle moving each week. And we totted up the scores. I got off to a strong start. Peaked too soon as usual. Carl came from behind as usual. And he took the lead.
Relentlessly wore you down.
Took the lead, or I just basically fine. Fine.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I want to go to bed. Can we wrap this up now?
And he came down from 3-2 down, and then I think he's got not the last 3, but the last 3 needle moves have all been to Carl. So he's leading 5-3 after the first block of 16. So off to a strong start. I mean, this might come down to our selection of movies as well. You know, Carl's been picking movies that he can face talking about that he doesn't like. Some of them. So, you know, I think that should give me an edge, but it doesn't appear to be. Plus, I like most things. So, I'm very easy.
I don't know how true that really is.
But that does link to another question that we had. And it's not, what the fuck is that noise? Which someone said. And the answer is usually kicking the little metal thing that the microphone stands on, because it just sticks out a really annoying angle.
Could be this as well.
It could also be that, or it could be glasses going on the wooden desk. Yeah. So take your pick.
There's production-wise, there's a lot going wrong in there. The production value's on the floor.
What do you mean?
Well, if you're talking about audio issues, I say as I bang a glass into the table.
Yeah, I mean, there's a mat. I put your mat right there, so you didn't have to do that. Not the wooden one. Jesus, because that doesn't work. It just picks it up. You got it. But the other question was, how do you pick the movies you're going to talk about? And how do you prioritise them?
Prioritise them? Well, we don't really prioritise them, do we?
No. When we first started, we identified a list. Well, what we actually did was we went through the top 1,000 IMDb films,
top 1,000.
Rated what we'd seen, saw there was a difference, and do you remember the little rating that we had if there was a difference?
Yeah, which we've sort of fallen by the wayside, haven't we?
Well, we didn't do it at all, in fact.
Did we not?
No.
So,
something
one
you
degree
thought...
of disagreement was
not disagreement.
Was seriously?
Yeah.
2 degrees was Who Hurt You?
It wasn't Who Hurt You.
I'm pretty sure it was, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, and then 3 degrees, obviously, the most we can have, I think. Was
Whoa,
Daddy.
Whoa, Daddy. That was it. That's not Whoa, Baby. Whoa, Daddy. Yeah. So
but we've never.
Carl did a bit of Excel wizardry. Not really wizardry. A simple,
fucking hell.
Pretty basic Excel task to just compare. So that identified a fair few. And then it's basically our coffee chats, isn't it? It's what have we seen, and then it came down to, my God, just list everything you've seen, and I'll try and find something that I dislike, or that you like, or vice versa, stuff that you dislike, and find stuff that you do like. Yeah,
and it's definitely true to say that, because we like a lot of the same films, which is actually a problem for our format.
Yeah.
But it's definitely true to say that it's easier to find films that you like that I don't like.
Yes.
However, I really do think a lot of that is your lack of trying to form an opinion on something, and you're much more likely to just go, "Oh yeah, it's fine," which is absolutely fine. But again, a problem for our format.
Yeah. Well, I think as our mutual resentment grows as we do more and more of these together, I'm sure we'll find more places to disagree. But no, I mean that is a fair criticism in life generally for me.
And genuinely, it's been very interesting to talk about. Most of them, I think. So it's been quite rewarding, I would say, because yeah, you just, if you don't like a film, you just throw it out there. It's just going to sit there forever. Like, you're never going to go back to it. Why would you?
Yeah.
If you talk about it, pretty interesting. We've had some pretty interesting chats. And then, to sort of get a bit more enjoyment out of it that way, it's been pretty good, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I've enjoyed many of the ones I didn't initially like more the second time and after we talked about it. So,
Yeah, for sure.
So I hope that answered your question. I think that came from Kira, or Sierra, as everyone else calls her.
You had a really good chance to be very on brand.
Well, just mispronounce her name and be unapologetic.
Yeah.
I know, it was tempting. But, I've still got the dig in there, so it's fine. Are you ready for not a question, but just some thoughts on a film?
Yes, I'd love some thoughts on the film.
All right. So, here we go. This is from Dr. Bentley. And he says, this was through an unofficial channel. He says, A Beautiful Mind is shit. Hate it. The maths graphics are so shit. They really are. What I absolutely hate about them is that we already had a really nice visual representation of him doing maths in his writing on the windows. That could have been utilised to show him coming up with the game theory. It's hugely exploitational of mental health, it's a deeply inaccurate portrayal, and it literally only had inaccuracies to service the plot. Worse, it actually reinforces negative false stereotypes about the mental health, such as he's a danger to others. Finally, the film... he says finally. There's about 6 more paragraphs.
Ooh, I like this guy.
Finally, the film insidiously suggests he was able to overcome mental health with the power of his mind, and also that he stopped medication to do so. This, to me, tells anyone with schizophrenia you should stop your medication. If you have catastrophic relapse, then it's because you're an idiot. I think the direction is so staggeringly bland. Even as the world's biggest Apollo 13 fan, no one is going to call him a massively dynamic director, but this is bland even by his standards. That's not how it was. I have no idea what you mean when you're saying the twist. You mean that they're not real? So even by calling schizophrenia a twist is a shocking failure of the film. So yeah, there you go. Oh, he also it does go on to the not quite final. Carl says that all the shit is taglines because we're playing the tag lies game.
Yeah.
You're saying that all the shit is taglines perfectly encapsulated the film. Yes, because it's shit.
Fair enough.
Carl also says that their friendship is touching. This made-up bullshit depiction of schizophrenia, I mean, so fucking manipulative of a film. We did touch on this in it.
We did.
There is criticism that it's manipulative, but I didn't necessarily get it. But I guess someone from a medical background who has to deal with this on a daily basis.
And I think we did say as well, it's not really. I couldn't say,
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't invalidate anyone's criticism.
Very similar. I'm not sure how on board I can ever get with the storytelling in a film that claims to be based on real life but is in fact stretching truth through a threadbare degree. Similarly, I watched the film Wonder, and sure, it's twee and bullshit, but I enjoyed it. Until I found out it's a work of fiction. I thought it was a true story. But as a work of fiction, it's complete horseshit because it literally took the easy manipulating option every single time. Not seen that movie.
No, I've not seen it either.
Not a massive selling point, so but there we go. But thanks, Will.
Well, yeah, thanks. I mean, that's interesting though because there's a couple of things in there that are interesting. Not just about A Beautiful Mind, but about the way you watch films. We talked about Cocktail last week and what a film asks of you.
Yeah.
And in Cocktail, well, not very much. And he's just said there about the end of the film. He liked the film until he found out it wasn't true. Which is quite an interesting concept because it's like, well, what difference does that make?
Said he enjoyed it, yeah. Enjoyed it.
If you enjoyed what's on screen. But I can relate to that because it comes back to what's it asking of you? If it's selling it to you as something
this is a real,
that's true,
taking...
And then it turns out not
overcoming adversity and stuff, and it's kind of seems to be set up in a...
But then how much of that is you as a viewer getting in your own way?
Maybe.
But I do that as well. I mean, Ron Howard is very bland as a director.
So Apollo 13 is his... do you have a movie where if you're ill, like you just pop on a movie? Apollo 13 is his movie where you do that, which I could definitely see that.
But I don't mind it. I don't mind all the Hollywood stuff. I think it's good. The sort of the stuff around schizophrenia, and we did touch on this at the time. Yeah, like fair enough. if someone's got an issue with that makes sense. And like you say, someone in the background he's probably right, and that's fair enough. I'm not sure that the twist is all that negative.
I guess the twist is that he has schizophrenia, right? I mean, that is the twist.
Yeah, but I mean, I just took that as a complete. No, but when you were watching it, did you go, "Oh my god, he's mental"?
No, I meant, "Oh my god, they're not real."
Yeah, but that's what I mean. They're not real.
Yeah, well, I wasn't making.
You don't go any deeper than that to go.
I was like, "Oh, I thought he was a good guy, but no, he's got a mental illness."
Yeah, because it's a movie. You don't go any deeper than that. You just go, "Oh wow, I didn't see that coming." So yeah, I'm not sure about that twist bit, but yeah, in general, like the criticism of that, it's all fair enough. I stand by though that the relationship as put on screen, whether imagined or not, was very touching. I thought they were very good in those moments. They made for some nice scenes, but good.
Yeah, there you go.
And I've absolutely loads of time for long meandering.
I get pretty much one per episode, so it's good.
Oh, fantastic.
He does ask each time, "Do you want feedback?" It's like, you just give it to me. Come on, give it to me, baby.
Definitely. I mean, at this stage, we can't afford to turn it down.
Oh no, he says. Oh, he did take slight offence that I'm just content to you, aren't I? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you knew. But anyway, thank you. You got another one you want to throw out there?
Only a very small observation from a listener. He knows who he is, which I found amusing. And we touched on this a little bit on some earlier episodes. Got very annoyed at you for not defending Star Wars properly.
Oh, I thought there would be someone out there.
Yeah, and I quite liked the way that episode went, because I stand by my criticisms of Star Wars, and I quite like the way that you got me on side was to essentially call it a bit shoddy.
It's part of its charm.
Yeah, well, and that's fine. So I like that, and I like that because, well, one, it did genuinely give me a lens through which to see it and go, oh, okay, yeah, fair enough then. But two, because I thought you might incur the wrath of the Star Wars fans. And at least on the local level, there was a bit of that flying around, so I like that.
Yeah. And as I say, like we are aware of the militant fan. You know, the hold it. I saw a good. I think I saw a good. I don't know, meme, I guess it is. Whereas basically the gist of it was people holding Star Wars up to a level that it never was at in the first place in terms of production and value and stuff. It's like it always was this thing. So when you start criticising the newer bits for whatever reason. Yeah,
we'll talk about that a bit more because I know we've got another question on Star Wars, which strays into those waters. I just quite like, in general, the way, and I've no one example of this, but some of the little anecdotal pieces of feedback I've got from our listeners, plural. I think I'm talking about two.
I think that's more than one. That's plural.
Plural. Yeah. Has very much been, they will hear the bits they sort of want to hear because that's the bits they identify with their own.
And let's not also discount that they're only half listening.
Oh, yeah, that's true as well. But I think that's quite funny because that's just what people do, isn't it? When they like and dislike things as well.
Yep.
And it's like, well,
pick up and
that's only half of what I said actually. But
okay, you ready for one from the wife?
Can I guess?
What? Which wife?
Is it one I know about?
It's my wife.
Yeah, you've not been talking to mine, no.
No.
Somebody should.
No, so this is. I did send you this one, I think. So I think you've had time to think about this one.
Okay. Well, I won't guess, but
who? What?
This is one you sent me.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Who would play you in a movie?
I knew it'd be this one.
Who would play you in a movie of your life story, and what sort of movie would it be? That's from Emma. Hi, Emma.
Do you want to answer that first?
Well, I struggled to find anyone that could quite stand up to my my looks. I'm just looking at a picture of myself there. Just going, the closest I could come was Jasper Carrot, but he's a bit young for the role.
Jasper Carrot's a good shout, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure how his dramatic chops stand up, but he'd get the humour, which is let's face it, my one redeeming quality.
What would it be about?
Well, it'd be fucking dull, wouldn't it? Let's face it. But I'd like to think what it could be is an inspirational sports coach story. I'm a bit of a sucker for those ones. I can get on board with an easy watching thing.
Jasper Carrot could do that as well.
Yeah, overcoming adversity to ultimately fall short of the final hurdle, but inspire a whole generation of kids.
You've lost me.
Do you think? Oh, no.
Yeah. No, it's Jasper Carrot could do it. I'm not sure it's your lifestyle.
Oh right, no. I mean, it would be based on a true story.
Yeah.
You know, one of those who's like,
Will be well upset when he finds out.
He was a coach.
When he finds out, they've made all this up.
But yeah, that's about. What about you? You got anything?
Right. So the thing is, I know this is supposed to be a genial and light-hearted question, right?
Oh Christ!
But I find it difficult to overstate just how much I never, ever, ever want to see a film about me or my life.
Well, no, you wouldn't see it. You'll probably be dead.
I absolutely cannot answer this with any sort of serious thought. It's no. I have no answer for this. It's not for me. I can't even relate to people who can answer this, except for the fact that you've said Jasper Carrot. I think, he kind of does look a bit like you in that picture.
I would like to think I was being light-hearted, but actually, nailed it on there.
Yeah, no, I can't. No, absolutely not. I would like. Do you know, like wildest dreams. This podcast gets really successful, right? Yeah. And then let's say at some point somebody goes, "I'd like to make a movie about that." Do you know what I would say? No.
I'd say
absolutely
how much?
Not. Well, no, because if we're wildly successful with the podcast, I don't want the fucking money. Anyway, some things are more important than money, and one of those things is not seeing my fucking life on screen. So absolutely,
you've got the wrong attitude. There's nothing more important than money, Carl, and you can never have too much of it. That's generally
Nonsense.
how it works.
Keep your money. Not interested.
So this might be, I don't know, somewhat related. So a question from Estors437 on Instagram. Why does Carl hate Jonah Hill in Superbad so much when they both have so much in common? Like a bunch of for swearing and drawing detailed cocks.
Yeah, what's funny about that is, you remember we said, I can't relate to him. And I wonder if it's one of those situations where if you didn't have an arsehole friend, it's you.
Yeah, you could have a Jonah Hill.
Do you know what it is? I just don't like Jonah Hill. It wasn't necessarily just him in that film. I just don't like him.
And we should clarify, you don't like him in the movies you've seen him in. Not as
that's
a
true.
human being.
I think the exception is Moneyball.
Yeah.
He was all right in The Wolf of Wall Street. It was a slightly different flavour of arsehole in that. Well, they're all a little bit different, aren't they?
You do. So yeah, cool. So the reason is that you just don't like him.
Yeah, just rubs me up the wrong way.
But what do you think to Jonah Hill playing you in your biopic?
No thoughts, mate.
All right, we're back with some more questions after the break. And because I lost track of what we've asked and not asked.
I'm driving, so I can't text. But here's my issue with your podcast. It's simply that I just suck at films. I have no concept of who it is that you're talking about. I know Charlie Sheen and Harrison Ford, and that is it. And I do not know anybody else. I am terrible with names. I'm terrible with films. I have no idea who any of these directors are. Yet I still find myself enjoying the content and laughing. But it's annoying because I just don't quite understand it. I think it would be like as if I made you listen to a podcast of me talking about trad climbing. You know, it's like I want to like it, but I don't get it. And then you say really funny things, and I'm like, lol. And you know, and that's what, and it keeps me watching or listening. But I have to say, with Apocalypse Now, I'm only halfway through it, but fuck me, do I want to watch this film now? I have watched Tropic Thunder, and because I was like, I watched a trailer of Apocalypse Now just so that I could get a vibe for what it was that you were talking about. So I've decided that from now on, when I listen to your podcast, I'm going to watch the film first, because I feel like if I just watched the film first and could visualize in any kind of way what on earth it is that you're talking about, then I would probably enjoy it a lot more, even without knowing who the hell people are. P.S. I feel like there was definitely something dodgy, but whenever Carl said about you liking pats on the head, just felt it's a little bit wrong. So there you go, still enjoying it, clearly enjoying it so much that I actually want to go and watch films now. Who am I?
I've got to say, I very much enjoy the idea of just dropping Tropic Thunder in there. Because
we didn't mention Tropic Thunder, did we?
I assume because they're both set in... I mean, are they even both set in Vietnam?
I don't know.
Or is this just a jungle war film?
But I mean, great. We are making people want to watch films. So that is the main
nice.
thing.
Yeah, no, that's great. I wouldn't. Nobody's got time to watch like the film before every podcast if you haven't seen it. That's the problem, isn't it? But the trailer's not a bad shout.
Yeah.
Just bang it. It depends on the trailers, doesn't it? Yeah, sometimes they're a bit
quite
misleading.
misleading.
Yeah, so just bang the trailer on before the film, and then listen to the podcast. But,
yeah. But hey, we're inspiring people and everywhere around the world.
It's fantastic feedback. I love it.
Thank you, Kira.
Yeah.
All right. Last
before we
few questions. What? Oh, hello.
I have got another beer.
You do have another bit. Wow, I was making this one last.
No. So, this is by Brewgooder, and it's a beer called Filler. Because
Have we had that one before?
Maybe.
Did we make the same joke?
What about?
It's all killer, no filler.
Well,
This
yeah,
podcast.
all filler, no killer.
Yeah.
But I thought none more so than the special episodes, as we try bulk up to 20 after doing 16.
But the main thing is we're releasing every single week when I remember to publish them. So that is good. So what is this? So this is Brewgooder Filler Tropical Haze IPA. I do feel like we did have this in an episode already.
Well, that's good because in true Stuart Lee fashion, every sort of 2-3 weeks, I will just go, I've got another beer.
This filler.
Filler. Because do you know how this podcast is? All filler. No killer.
Very good.
Eventually it'll become funny through repetition.
Well, that's how humour works, people. Right, last couple of questions, I think. I do have one, which was: do you force your wives to watch the films with you?
I have only watched a couple with my wife. We have very different tastes in films.
Enough said. I don't force my wife to do anything because she is her own person and she can make her own decisions.
Well, that's nice, yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
And if not, what do they do while you're researching your podcast? They have their own lives. I mean, it's,
Who's asked that? Chauvinist much?
I know, right?
Oh.
It's from a female as well.
Oh, dearie me. What year is this?
Sister.
Come on, it's 2024.
Right, you ready for a long one?
Oh, yeah.
You know it. All right, here we go. So this is from...
Sorry,
this was on the email.
We're talking about dicks there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Obs. I think that's taken as read now.
We're
always talking about
yeah.
dicks unless we're maybe talking about a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from an email, an actual email, not a fake email. This is an actual email. Granted, it's an email from someone you know, but
Yes,
still.
it's an email
Hey,
I solicited.
this is... it's an email that's not from Ben from Buffer or from random people trying to sell us things.
He's
Wait.
never been back in touch, has he?
Is he trying to sell us things?
I don't know. I'm open to it now. He's given us some feedback. He's fulfilled the criteria we set for that other charlatan, which was if he actually listens to a podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
And
Yeah,
comes back right
then
to
you get it.
sell
Yeah,
us something.
damn right.
Then we'll listen.
I'll buy whatever you're
Yeah,
selling
you've
if
got
you
a foot
listen
in the
to
door
the
then.
podcast.
Yeah.
There you go. Dear Simon and Carl, I've listened to every MTN episode so far, and I think it's fair to say that there is a good possibility that I'm your biggest fan.
Will slander, is that?
Or possibly Emma slander. She genuinely enjoys it. Like, I'm not even joking. She is just chuckling away to herself.
Yeah.
I genuinely think it's made her love me more.
Oh, you're not as boring as
She's
I thought you were.
remembered
Yeah.
that I am actually, there's some like redeeming qualities, and it's not just all disappointment. I mean, granted,
Yeah, it's
there's a
large
fair bit of
helpings
disappointment. Yeah, there's a fair bit of disappointment on the podcast, but you
Yeah.
can see the glimmers of things
Yeah,
like memories from the past of like, oh yeah, it wasn't
good.
always such a useless twat.
So we joke about this not being therapy, but in a way,
In a way, I think it is. Anyway, I wouldn't necessarily consider this a good thing, but we are where we are.
that was fair enough. We do not have a big listenership.
Yeah, jokes/truths aside, I'm enjoying the pod, so keep up the good work. I particularly liked the Before Sunset episode recently, as I too love the first of the trilogy and have mixed feelings about the others, so it's an interesting topic for discussion. This comes to the first question. More importantly though, I'd like to know your top 3 animal acting performances or scenes involving animals, not those sorts. I can't recall which episode sparked the thought in my mind. It would be The Thing, because we were talking about the dog acting in The Thing, I think.
Yeah, it was very good.
But without doubt, my favourite came from Warhorse. There's a ridiculous scene that genuinely made me laugh out loud. In short, Mr. W. Horse, the protagonist, aka Joey, saves his equine mate's life by dragging a cannon for him. He does this by literally volunteering and then turns his head to essentially nod at his mate as if to say, I got your back, bro. Truly bonkers. And there's a link, which I'll put in the show notes, if I remember.
Did you watch the link?
I did. It is genuinely ridiculous. Have you seen the film?
No.
I was just left completely... Like, people were bawling at this film. I was just like, it's a fucking horse. Like, come on. Come on.
I think my wife has been to see the
the
stage
play.
show and everything.
See, I imagine the stage show is actually quite impressive, though, because of how they do it. But you put it on film, and it's just a horse.
It's just a horse.
It's just a horse. It's not even, like... They're up there with cows, with, like, murder in their eyes. Yeah, just, like... They're just a...
Murder in their eyes.
Oh, 100% cows. Terrified of them.
Apocalypse Cow again, isn't it?
Apocalypse Cow, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot I actually shared that. Yeah. So, anyway, top 3 animal acting performances or scenes involving animals.
Are you saying that if I watch that and like it, we might have another candidate?
Yes.
Yeah, it's unlikely though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can watch it.
Yeah.
It's freely available, I'm sure.
One film and partial to a bit of a war film. Okay.
It's true.
We'll see.
I assume there's some war in it. I can't remember. I mean, it's called
he's
War
pulling
Horse.
a fucking cannon up the hill, isn't he, in that clip, so...
Working for the enemy as well.
He's working for the... Don't ruin spoilers.
Sorry.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
Nazi horse.
It's a Nazi horse.
No, it's not. Right, anyway, go on. What have you got for us,
was the
Carl? Top 3 acting performances or scenes involving animals.
This was really hard. Scenes involving animals, I suppose. I should have homed in on that instead. I was actually looking for some animal.
That's hard as well, though.
Animal acting. Well, so I've only got something of a comedy answer, which is a film called The Shaggy DA.
How have you seen this?
Have you seen it?
No. The Shaggy D, as in District Attorney?
Yeah.
Who is a dog?
So we're going to have to link to this clip as well, because when I show you why, you will understand why I like this.
Okay. This is fantastic audio.
And that's why.
It's a fantastic performance by an animal.
Yeah.
A right hook from a Dulux dog.
Exactly. There we go.
You've not actually seen that film.
No,
You've seen that clip.
That's not what it says. Yeah, that's not what
Right, okay, well, that's fine. So have you got anything else apart from that one?
No.
No?
No.
We can't think of any films with animals.
Well, I mean,
in.
you mentioned the best one.
Jaws.
Of recent... What do you say? You say Jaws?
Which was Jaws.
Right, I thought you said Jaws. I was like, that's
That
a
shark
fucking
was
model.
amazing.
Yeah. Bruce.
Tell you what, Jurassic Park, those dinosaurs, on point.
But which was the thing you mentioned?
The thing, yeah. The dogs in the thing was definitely...
We said that was going to...
Definitely up there.
Yeah,
so I also
thought it was
put Frank, the pug, in Men in Black. I remember that being entertaining.
Okay.
I also had Babe, the pig.
Yeah, well, I did think about Babe, but I thought it was cheating because it's like the CGI mouth.
CGI mouth, yeah, but they don't do other things apart from talk. Walk around and lie down.
Yeah. General pig stuff.
Yeah. And Paddington Bear.
Right. I mean, come on.
Are you saying he's not an animal?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
The voice of Paddington Bear voiced the fucking Ferrero Rocher adverts, mate.
Did he?
Yeah, you know,
Which
the
ones?
Ambassador's Reception.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did, Jonathan Kaplan.
That's not who did, but not that Paddington Bear. The ones from the movies, not the old, the old cartoons.
Yeah, okay.
That was
It's Cumberbatch, innit?
no,
Isn't it?
close, but no.
The other one.
Yeah, he plays Q in the newer Bond films.
Oh, Ben Whishaw.
Yeah, that's the guy. Well done. So there we go. We've very much not answered that one. So well done. Thank you. Okay, another one though. Same email. On a more serious topic, is there more serious topics than animals acting in films? I don't know. Was running both.
This is from the man who said, it's just a fucking horse. I might be paraphrasing there. But...
no, pretty sure I said that. Was wondering both your opinions on cinemas and streaming release of movies these days. I feel like I don't go to the cinema as often recently. Well, Carl went 10 years ago. Just the other day, mate. Decade, right. I feel like I don't go to the cinema as often recently, and many more films are coming into streaming services so quickly after release. Is it worth just waiting? I went to see Mad Max Furiosa, bragging, good stuff by the way, a couple of weeks back, as that it really is a film that lends itself to cinema, but even then there are only 10 people maximum in the cinema, sounds perfect, and the place generally was pretty dead. I find that odd for a city centre cinema in the weekend. Now, we talking city centre or is this town? Has he gone to Leeds?
No, it'd be city centre, but Liverpool.
Nice. Liverpool? Ooh. Ooh. That said, I wouldn't make the effort to go see Fall Guy, for example, despite being rated quite well and having a cast that I generally enjoy. So, really, is the streaming services killing cinema off, or at least making an experience for only certain movies? Is it a good or a bad thing? Carl, over to you.
Streaming killing off cinema. Is that a good or a bad thing? I would say that's a very, 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 very bad thing.
Is it, though?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Trying to pour a beer whilst balancing a laptop on one knee. It didn't work. Carry on.
Yes, I think it's a bad thing because... and The Fall Guy is a good example of this.
That came out very quickly on streaming.
Big budget film.
Mm-hmm. With legitimate stars.
No, I'd say this is where I disagree.
What?
Emily Blunt and
Gosling?
Ryan Gosling, yeah.
Not legitimate stars?
No, I don't think so. And I think that's reflected in the fact that that film is just about going to break even, and in time will make a bit of money. So it's currently made back its production budget.
Justin Timberlake film?
Hey. It's currently made back its production budget. They'll have spent nearly close to that again on marketing. It will probably in the long run break even. But you compare that to something like the last Mission Impossible film, which was the most expensive film ever made, and that's doubled its money. Because Tom Cruise, an actual bankable movie star, people will go to the cinema for. You go a rung below that, and then it's too easy to just go, I'll not bother. I'll catch it.
Fair point.
I'll catch it on streaming.
And I think my answer comes around to that point, really, where, and this is probably an age thing, probably a life situation thing as well, but I'm definitely going to the cinema a lot less. Yeah. But I'm also being compelled. There are a lot fewer films where I feel like compelled to go to the cinema, or that I'm counting down the days that it's being released. So I think back to the days of some of the Nolan films even, actually. So The Dark Knight, for example, which was definitely there was other stuff around that which probably made that more of a in your consciousness thing with the Heath Ledger and everything. But even so, that was very much like, oh my God, I'm so excited to do that. Like a proper, I was going to say tentpole. That's not right, is it?
He's talking about dicks again.
What is it?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
You don't have a tentpole film. What is it? It's like
you hold a torch for something? What
no.
Are you
Anyway, but such of those films. So like the Star Wars new releases were one of those where it's like, I will go see that on day one or the first week. It's like, I will guarantee that I will go and see it. At the moment, there isn't anything coming out. The one exception was maybe Dune Part 2, which was a proper, like, I must see this in the cinema.
Yeah.
I will go see it. But even that, it took me a couple of weeks to go get to it, so I wasn't there. And when I did go, similar experience here to our emailer, where it was like, it's not busy. Like, this is not a thing that everyone is going to.
No.
I do question how cinemas are even making money.
Well, apparently they don't make any money from ticket sales. They make it all
from the concessions
and stuff. Yeah.
Wait, is that right? Yeah, all the popcorn and drinks and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, which I don't buy any of. So fuck you.
Yeah. You're just there freeloading.
But then the thing like an everyman cinema, that's seems to be growing more. Not more popular, but if you're going to go to cinema, people seem to be maybe going more to that kind of thing where it is a recreating a. I don't know. It's almost like recreating a more social experience with the food and the drink and stuff on a sofa.
Quite interesting because I do not like that.
Yeah, I'm not. I've never really done it properly in terms of you get the food, you get your drinks, and you settle in on a sofa thing. I've just kind of like go because I fancy treating myself and sit in something which my arse doesn't go numb within 5 minutes, like fucking Odeon at Harrogate. Even in their premium seats that are shite. But then you go to places where they've got these proper reclining seats and stuff, and you're like, well, fuck yeah, if I had this round the corner, and there was actually a reliable showing of things, like we've talked off pod about like the unlimited tickets and stuff, where you go, wow, if you had that, You just go see literally everything that was out. One evening a week even. Like you could just go one evening a week. This is my cinema day. Blah blah blah. Off you go.
Would you
go see all sorts of stuff?
Would you?
Well, no, because I don't think I would.
No.
I'd like to think I would if I had it, but
I'm literally sat on 6 free cinema tickets for the last 8 months, and I haven't used them. Which comes back to the question at hand, because it's too easy to just sit around and watch something at home.
And I think it's made even worse because you can recreate a closer experience of the cinema now at home than ever before, with the quality of the sound, the quality of the image, and everything like that in terms of size of screens and how close you're sitting and all of that, than you ever could before watching on a shit black and white TV. It's completely different. And plus the just sheer volume and selection that you have at your fingertips with the streaming, it's not like you're going to have ever watched everything and go, oh, fuck, I need to go and watch something else. You're not waiting for something to come on TV that you go like, oh, yeah, that's been in the cinema 10 months ago. But
there's 2 things to having a streaming catalogue at your fingertips, right? The first, which I think is inarguable, is that it has made cinema less of an event.
Yes.
Right, and if you weren't going to go to the cinema to watch a film, you would do the next best thing, which was go rent a film, which was in itself an event. You're looking through a catalogue, but you're going to pick one movie. Yeah. You might treat yourself and pick 2. Right, that's all you're going to watch. You don't get to go, oh, this week I'm going to watch 6, 7 movies, unless you rent one every night. But and then your other option after that was to wait for ages until it came out on DVD, in which case you go buy it because you really like it, or you really want to see it, or you wait even longer for it to then come out on TV. So each of those 4 things is an event in itself, right? And that's all gone now with streaming. Even like you say with the Fall Guy, near enough straight to streaming.
Yeah, it was weeks. It was like 3 weeks maybe. It was. I barely had you gone like, oh, I definitely need to go and
some films now that have been made and they're having a theatrical release for a week and then they're on Netflix.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
and I think they do that because I don't even know if that's still the rules, but I know for like Academy Awards and things previously, it had to have a cinema release in order to be eligible.
So the first problem is that streaming and the vast catalogue we have has made watching a film, not just going to the cinema, but watching a film less of an event. And the highest profile casualty of that is cinema. The second thing, which is what's up for discussion, is having that much choice good?
No. Well, it would be great
because that's what we get.
If you had that much choice,
better. You've got all this choice. That's a good thing.
If you had that much choice of quality,
yeah.
But it's definitely not. You look through. You want another beer there?
Yeah, mate.
You look through and I'm particularly talking about Christmas films, right? You can scroll through. There's literally like hundreds of Christmas movies that all look identical.
Yeah,
and I'm sure they are. And you could happily watch all. Not happily. You could watch all of those and slowly feel your soul.
Daddy won't be
seeping
coming
through
home
your
this
ears.
Christmas, kids. But don't worry, the hot new man in my life will just step in this small Midwestern town in America.
Yeah, but even like the Christmas movie, not a Christmas movie, that at Christmas you used to have the big movie that was on TV, right?
Yeah.
You get your radio times out. Sorry, kids, if you're listening to this and under the age of 35,
radio times,
and you're circling the radio times the big Christmas movie that you're going to either record or you're going to watch it and stuff because it's like this is the first time I'm going to have the opportunity to watch this, unless you saw it at cinema, and that's completely gone. Like the films they watch it. They have on Christmas.
Because
they've already been on streaming for a year before that.
Because having choice has got nothing to do with quality. It's not driving quality. Arguably, it's doing the opposite because it's keeping people away from cinema. So then the thing for the studios has become, well, we need to make sure this film makes money, and they do that in one or two ways. They strip the fucking arse out of the budget, so you've got no mid-value films being made anymore. You can have low value films being made by big studios because they're low risk, or we have to make sure that when we sink loads and loads of money into a thing, it's a banker. So it's going to have to be a Tom Cruise. They're going to make another.
But how many bankable movie stars are there now?
Well, there aren't many,
Tom
and they're
Cruise,
all getting
name
older.
Another.
Yeah, they are. Well, I suppose Brad Pitt would be another.
I don't even think he's
Leonardo
bankable,
DiCaprio, those sorts of things.
I'd be interested to see how Brad Pitt's new F1 movie does, for instance.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big budget as well. And it's like, you know, they're going to make another Top Gun because the last
People
one did
watch
$1.5 billion, right? And I loved it. I loved Maverick, and I will go and watch the next one probably. I'll certainly watch it on streaming. You know, I will watch it, but that's the sort of effect that these things have when you do strip the arse out of cinema. Is like, well, now we're chasing. Now you've made it more difficult. Now, like the quality is going to suffer as a result of that.
And I think similarly, the studios have got themselves to blame as well, because take Marvel as an example. Their movies to start with were event pieces. You know, once they built an audience and they built an underlying narrative that was going to each one, and there was 2 a year, people were like circling those films in their calendars to go. Which I was there the first week to watch them because I wanted to find out what was happening and see it, because you can guarantee it was at least going to be decent. And then they started releasing 5, 6, 7 movies a year, and it becomes less of an event, and the quality dips, and then you know get to the point where I've just stopped bothering entirely. And then couple that with streaming, so you don't even need to go and see it. So,
but that's a similar thing to the movie thing, though. The movie star thing. They are going, well, these make money. We've got a captive audience, and it's not movie star in that sense.
It's ensemble driven.
It's IP.
Yeah,
you know, it's the comic book intellectual property that already has a fandom. So they go, well, we'll make those because they're safe. And again, that's got nothing to do with quality. You know, we're not making these because we think these will be interesting films to make or because they'll be particularly good. We're making these first and foremost because we know there's a captive audience of people go and watch them, and that comes back to the cinema's less of an event, so less people are going, so they've got to be more careful with it. And to bring it back to the original question, streaming has got a huge part to play with that because we've all got too much choice. I mean,
so the one plus that streaming has is that streaming services such as Netflix have got involved in making movies that others wouldn't or couldn't make in a positive way. So they might support those mid-level movies getting made, or even the slightly lower budget movies, but give them an access straight to streaming that maybe some of the bigger studios were starting to go against because the risk was too high, or they didn't think they would be bankable enough. But I don't think that's outweighed by the negatives that they've got.
I mean, I don't have examples for this, but I've read a few things. I don't think that's true for the lower budget stuff, because lower budget stuff is low risk. I think it might be true for the mid budget stuff, but even Netflix. I might have mentioned this to you. Do you know who the biggest paid movie star in the world is at the moment?
You did mention this, and it shows how well I listen, Carl, because I can tell you nothing about who it is.
It's Adam Sandler.
Oh, yeah, from
and
Netflix.
It's because Netflix have signed and renewed an astronomical deal with him, not because he's making good films, but because he's
making bankable films.
They know that people will just go, yeah, that'll do. They're sat at home.
I fancy watching it. It's like a genre, right?
Yeah,
an Adam Sandler movie.
He is a genre in himself at this stage. Yeah.
So I was going to ask you: are there any upcoming movies that you're aware of that you're like, oh yeah, definitely want to see that?
Megalopolis.
Oh yeah, yep. You going to see that at cinema?
Yeah. I'm going to try to see that at the cinema.
It's been a fucking 30 years in the making. So.
Yeah. And I think I wouldn't actually have gotten to put that on my radar had we not done the podcast and rewatched Apocalypse Now. So yeah, excited about that. Honestly, that's probably it for upcoming stuff.
So I just googled what the upcoming movies of 2024. I clicked onto the wrong website because the first one that came up was Gladiator 2.
Oh yeah, they're filming that now. It's got Paul Mescal in it. Denzel Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just obviously a shit.
No, it's Ridley Scott.
What?
At one point.
Why are they making a Gladiator 2?
At one point they were going to bring Russell Crowe back from the dead.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
Fucking
That's true.
Is that...
Russell Crowe not happy that film's been made, by the way.
Well, no shit. Why are they making it? It doesn't need a...
Because there's a few little anecdotes you can find kicking around the internet. Russell Crowe... Because they started filming that film with not a lot of sort of script. And apparently Russell Crowe... Well. Yeah, well, apparently Russell... Well, I love the first Gladiator. Apparently Russell Crowe...
Well, they shot Gladiator without script.
Yes, yeah, Gladiator.
Well, I'll take it back.
Yeah. Russell Crowe apparently he is a bit like this, was very hands-on in shaping Maximus as a character in his story arc. At some point, Ridley Scott wanted Maximus to have sex with I can't remember the character's name.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix's sister.
Oh yeah.
But he was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. That that'll sully my arc. I'm supposed to be devoted for my wife and all the rest of it. Yada yada yada. That film turned out great. He's not very happy at this one because he's thinking, like we all are, well, this is going to be a shit show. But his thoughts on it now, well, I'm dead. I can't say anything about it. So.
I'm dead.
Yeah, no, it's Ridley Scott. It's getting the treatment, mate.
So I think I'm just looking through the only ones upcoming that haven't already been released. That I'm genuinely going like, oh, I'll probably go to the cinema for, is Deadpool versus Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And again, I'm guessing you've not seen. No, you probably like Deadpool.
No,
and again, maybe Joker. Folie à deux.
Is that a follow up? Is it?
Yeah, did you see
I've
Joker?
seen Joker. I was very meh on it.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think it's bad, but meh.
But beyond that, I'm struggling to find anything upcoming that I really do want to see. I mean, there's a Moana 2.
But this sort of comes back to the thing, doesn't it? Is because it's less of an event. Like, when it's an event, the film's almost less important. Do you know what I mean? You're more willing to just go, I'll just go see that. We're going to the cinema Friday. You must have done this as a kid. You go as a family or whatever, or with your friends, we're going to go to the cinema. That's your first
regardless of what's on, we're going to the cinema.
And then you go, well, we'll just pick some, whatever we most like the look of, we'll pick that. That's gone, hasn't it? And that's a shame. And what do you think about streaming? And I think this is linked, and physical media, the decline of physical media.
Oh, I'm trying to return to the physical media, Carl. You saw the picture I sent?
Yeah.
Didn't fucking reply.
Well, the thing is, I knew I'd be seeing you in like 20 minutes.
Doesn't matter. It's not the rules. You have to reply. Just even if you're the thumbs up. Yeah, baby. They're quite good. These filler, by the way, pretty good filler.
All
Carl's just passed me another can under the table. Pretty very nice. If there was a table between us, which is not, it's just a cock.
Yeah.
What was the question?
He's off thinking about dicks again.
Oh shit. So physical media. So
you've started collecting physical media.
I have.
Yeah.
Specifically relating to the podcast. So I thought, well, I've watched a lot of these movies that we've done as part of this on streaming platforms, and I thought, actually, sod this. I'm gonna, because we plan what movies we're gonna watch like in some advance.
It's a lovely idea, by the way. I like it very much. Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy each of the upcoming movies we're gonna watch on Blu-ray, specifically Blu-ray, unless I can't find it for something that is resembling reasonableness. We had a conversation off air. It's just like, because I took a picture, sent it to Carl. I'll include it on the old socials at some point. But it was of some of the movies that we've watched. I've started buying back the ones that we've done recently, and I included like the Star Wars complete saga. And Carl was like, "Oh, that's cheating.
It's cheating.
It's cheating, and you should get the Star Wars. Like, you can't buy Star Wars just on its own. You can't
do
do
it.
it.
That, didn't you? You said you can't.
I did say you can't buy it.
Yeah.
What I actually meant was you can't buy Star Wars on Blu-ray second hand for a reasonable price that isn't expensive. And what did you do? How long did it take you to find it?
Well, I mean, one Google search and
how much?
Top hit, $11.99 HMV.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So there, mate. I think.
So I suggested a gift. You know, you haven't bought me anything apart from beer. I mean, I'm grateful.
Yes.
But, you know, come on. That's for the service of the pod. Come on. Where's a gift? It's been my birthday at least.
I think there's loads of problems with the decline of physical media. And like all of these things, it's one of those things that the masses don't think is a problem and won't think is a problem until it's too late. And it'll be things like when like an entire studio gets shut down for whatever reason, and they just go, I'm sorry, now you can't watch that anymore. And then everyone, what? That's fucking outrageous. It's like, well, yeah, but what are we going to do? Because they fucking don't exist on DVDs. So, and there are examples of things now that don't make their way to physical media. They only ever exist digitally, and then they get pulled by Netflix or the like, and that's it. You can't watch
them. Off in the ether.
Yeah. So, it's not good. All of that. And they can they can change them as well. That's the other thing. So you will get you will get big level changes, like Star Wars, where they completely redo a load of the effects and change some of the story arc in doing some of it. You will get low level changes, like Netflix did with Friends. So they reframed that from 4.3 to 16.9.
Yeah.
And in doing so, obviously cut out some bits, but also included some of the
bits that should be in there
that you shouldn't see, and it's like, what the fuck? And again,
I've not noticed actually. I need to watch some more.
Yeah, there's some stills doing the rest. Yeah. You know, and the thing is, for those things, because they already exist on physical media, fine. But when that starts happening to stuff in 20, 30 years' time, you just you've got this thing of like, we're completely powerless to like resist. We're going to be told what we can and can't watch, whilst being told, but you've got more choice than ever before. It's sort of like, well, in a way, yeah. So yeah, it's not good, all of it.
Fucking hell, we spent about 40 minutes on that question, so thank you for the email. You too can have your question read out and answered at length.
It's not the end of the email, though, is it, Simon?
Oh shit, is there more? No, there's not. Is there? Oh wait, hold on. I scrolled beyond it. Just at the end of the email. Right, so here we go. Anyway, I'll leave you both with those thoughts and questions. Thanks again for the efforts on the podcast. It's an enjoyable listen. Bit xenophobic, though.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a fair cop.
Was he a foreigner?
Yeah, well, Scout's not English, mate.
Counts. P.S. I hated everything about about time. Creepy as shit. Well, fucking idiot, isn't he? P.P.S. Carl's hitting Star Wars with the hype tax skews the rating. Ooh, respond.
Yeah. So you said also you had something about ratings at some point.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I?
Have we not?
No.
All right. Well, never mind. Because I do think this ties in a little bit to ratings. Hype tax, yeah, fair observation. Because when something is hyped up, if you don't like it, you do have a natural sort of reaction to the hype as well as the actual thing on screen. I will say that I think ultimately I was quite fair to Star Wars and did end up on ambivalent.
You're actually more fair than I anticipated you being. I thought you would just have dismissed it as shite and moved on. So
no.
Actually, I saw this on Twitter not too long ago, 10 years or so, and it was this nothing. Fine. It was the
this what?
Like 10 years ago. I said I saw it not so long ago. 10 years ago.
It's called back, right? Yeah, very good. The thing is, now you've explained it, it's a bit funnier.
yeah, that's how it works. That's how jokes work. Yeah. So anyway, that people sharing their distributions, and like some people were very much skewed at the 5 stars. Some not give any 5 stars whatsoever. Yeah. No, 5 star. You can't give a 5-star.
Yeah.
Film. And I'm probably more skewed to the right, and you're very much like you want yours to look like a normal distribution.
Yeah. I try to use the scale.
You don't force the distribution, but you expect that through statistics as it works, your rating should form a relatively normal distribution as long as your film selections are.
It's kind of
normal?
It's kind of self-correcting in a way, right? Because.
Yeah,
if you watch loads of good films, your idea then of what is an average film changes, because you go like so you find if you use a scale like I try to do, and this is the thing, it's for my use, so I can look at my ratings and figure out where stuff goes, and that's plenty flawed, including the fact that it's self-selected and things change over time, and then you might rewatch something and you'll find it actually in your new world it'll go down. So I find that mine do fall into sort of an even distribution. I definitely try to use the whole scale. But, to people that don't, it's absolutely fine because it's their scale for them. My point with ratings is always they mean fuck all to anyone else.
Yeah.
So when someone goes, oh, this is an 8-star film, but is it though? Because that's just a load of people, because that's the way they rate films, just fucking throwing out stuff like it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. Not really. But then when you try to take that to mean something for you, you can't.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, and it's like it sometimes is a useful guide, because if you see something, for example, on IMDb that's got like a average of 3, you're like, holy shit, this must be actually absolute garbage because...
Yeah, and that's you then trying to like interpret how people are using their scales.
Because you compare it to other things, because you look at mass, it evens itself out, right? And you can go like, well, I know that this movie has been like about an 8, and so I know that is what I consider a good movie, so you can kind of even out.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've talked enough. Have you got any other questions, Carl?
Nope.
Oh, I did think it was interesting. It said that the emailer said he liked Before Sunset, but mixed feelings about the others. Assuming he's watched both.
Yeah.
Of the other one.
I haven't
Big of him, isn't
actually
it?
spoken to him about those.
So
films
there is
in
one
detail,
last
so,
question. It's from Simon from Harrogate, and it says.
This guy's a right cunt. I've come across him before.
Yeah, so he says, when is Carl going to watch Before Midnight? It kind of makes him look like a stubborn prick for not just watching it.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's fair. I nearly watched it the other day, didn't I?
You got halfway through and just stopped and watched another Brian De Palma film.
Yeah, could have been. I was looking around for something to watch. That was when I put Wall-E on instead.
Oh,
I think.
I'll let you off for Wall-E.
But no, it's not. It's not a stubbornness thing, and it is still on my watch list. It's just unlikely that it's going to come high enough up the list, and it catches me in the right mood. You got to be in the right mood for a film like that.
Don't know what it's about.
Similarly, I don't know what it's about. Fucking decent idea. Similarly, Manchester by the Sea, I really want to watch.
Oh,
that's been
how many years have I been on you to watch that?
That's been on watch for. But you've got to be in the mood for a film like that.
Oh, I watched it on a date night. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Straight in there.
It
was second choice.
You have missed a question out, by the way, if you're going to wrap up.
Have I?
Which I assume was from your wife again.
Oh, if you can only watch one film for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
What would it be?
Was it from your wife again?
It was.
Yeah.
You got a short answer?
No.
Have you got an answer?
Because again, presumably this is meant to be a light-hearted and fun question.
Oh, fucking hell. Like, you had to, Carl. This is the thing. You have to accept the limitations.
Yeah.
Like, you can only watch one film for the rest
Yes.
She also...
So I found this a very traumatic thing to think about. Right. Well, I did think about it.
Fucking Tenet.
I did think about it. The problem is the films that I think are the best films, right?
Is that what you want to watch over and over again, though?
They're quite hard work. They're quite sort of taxing emotionally.
You don't have to watch them every day. Like, it's just the only film you can watch.
Yeah, but so I don't know. Like, you're never going to always be in the mood for a film that's quite taxing, right? Which is difficult because they're the films that I think are the best. And I'm just not going to be in the mood all the time. So,
Home Alone.
The cop-out is I'd have to go for a comedy.
Risky.
Right? And then if I'm ever in the mood for something a bit deeper, I shall simply just think about all the films I didn't pick and have a little cry.
Yeah. Carl, why are you crying? This is a comedy.
I could have picked this. So, my honourable mentions are Ace Ventura, Monty Python's Holy Grail, but the film I would actually pick would be Airplane.
Okay. Short.
Short?
Short. It's short.
Is it short?
Well, yeah, it's a 90-minute comedy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What's yours?
I haven't got one, because I wasn't going to read it out, because I decided not to.
Didn't fucking tell me.
Yeah.
I spent fucking ages.
You know how I didn't read it out? That was me telling you.
No, think of one now on the spot. Right? Because I spent ages on that.
About time. I just watched that over and over again and then just call you up and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. Arrival.
Yeah, okay, good film.
I can get on board with that.
Denis
I could watch that
Villeneuve.
yeah. There's enough meaty stuff there. It's well shot. I could force myself to watch
Is that a
that
5-star film
over
for you,
and over.
then?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely 5-star. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah. And we'll never talk about it again. Okay.
Yes. Stupid format.
That's all we've got. So if we... Oh, move the needle. We didn't move the needle for you. But anyway, if you enjoyed us, or didn't, fuck it, get in touch with us by email, hello@mtnpod.com. Also, rate us, follow, subscribe, wherever you're listening. Share with your friends, enemies, social media influencers, whatever. We don't care. Just get us out there. Our Twitter and Instagram is MTN Movie Pod. You can also find our page on Facebook. Details can all be found in the show description. So for me and Carl, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.
We'll be back next week as we begin our next block of 16 movies that one of us likes and the other, well, not so much.
Oh, before you do your joke, though.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right. Genuinely, thanks for the feedback and the questions.
Oh, yeah, we do enjoy it.
And absolutely don't mind opposing views and being challenged and all that shit. That is the point.
Indeed.
And a lot of these
Keep them coming
questions
in.
wouldn't mind some actual thoughts on actual films that we could chat about as well, because it's interesting.
So if you want to be called a cunt, please do email us at hello@mtnpod.com.
I make no promises.
But anyway, our next block of 16, we're kicking things off by trying to sell you a second-hand Vauxhall car for the bargain price of... Oh, shit, sorry. No, I misread that. I was reading an Astra ad. No, it's actually Ad Astra, starring Brad Pitt, that we're going to do next week. So if you haven't seen it, give it a watch and goodbye.